Scorpio, welcome to your Astroflower reading for 2024. Sorry it's a little bit late. Been a little bit under the weather with the flu. I'm out the other side now. Just got a little bit of a cough, so if I do cough, I do apologise. I'll cut it out. Interesting. I did the collective reading, which, excuse me for going out without any sound, and I put that down to my flu or retrograde, one or the other. It's now up with sound and stuff like that. So we're going into 2024 and there's some particular things going on, and I think the particular thing that may concern me more than anything else, because I'm a Capricorn, so we got Pluto going out of Capricorn into Aquarius, and as a Capricorn I've really noticed this Pluto sort of weight, and I can only describe it as that. It's like this weight that doesn't, you're trying to take off, and it's like someone hasn't taken the chocks away from the wheels of the aeroplane, so the aeroplane can't really go anywhere at the moment. And that's what life has been like. And now it's changing, going into Aquarius. And I think it's obvious what is happening in 2024 here. And there is a real chucks away sort of thing scenario within the overall energies, most certainly. And it's been affecting all signs, and particularly the months between April and September. That's the months that seem to be the crunch months, and the other months either side, so January to March and October through to December, seem to be almost beginning of something and real completion. That's the sort of overall energies that's going through here. And so Pluto's coming out of Capricorn on the 11th of January. It does come back in November. And we sort of see that within that sort of 6-month period. It comes into that sort of, plays through a little bit in that sort of respect. Okay, so let's just see what's going on for you. We're going to be doing overall energies here. Karmic path, your spiritual path, which will include your emotions, your energies, that sort of thing. And this is the karmic path for your material side. That could be anything from jobs, housing, projects, just what you're physically engaging in the material life. And one side seems to be feeding the other. That's the thing with that. And we saw that within the collective reading as well. So let's, without further ado, let's just get on with you. New cycle. I think you've been building up to this for a long time, Scorpio. You've been really building up to this sort of notion of a whole new you. It's like I've been watching Scorpio, and you're in your chrysalis, and you're dreaming about all these possibilities, and it seems to be so palpable and touchable, and you can almost smell it, and it's like, and now it's obviously within this year, I think, this Pluto change into Aquarius, because Aquarius has got all the air at the top and water at the bottom. And you, Scorpio, you've got water at the top and air at the bottom. And it does sort of swing into your vibration in a reverse sort of sense. But this can help you enormously for you to, progress and go down your path in a really beautiful way. So you've got the overall energy here, which is just bringing in, for me, it's just like, it's like that caterpillar who's now spreading those beautiful butterfly wings, and just kind of going, it's all new. You're getting a whole new perspective of life. If you imagine how long it takes a caterpillar to go, sort of like 10 yards, and then how long does it take a butterfly to do that? It's a completely different, everything is still the same, but you see things in a completely new light. And that's what I think that overall world energy is all about. Your karmic message here, 9 of Swords. This is on your spiritual sort of sense here. Now, I know and I understand that sense of justice, that sense of rightfulness, and being righteous and rightful, as it were, and not everybody has that sort of consciousness about them, and you can take it a little bit personally, Scorpio, and it sometimes distracts you from what you should be doing and where you should be going. So I think this year is a learning curve about not entertaining those repetitive things, you know, biting on something that you don't need to do anymore. It's over, dead, done and dusted with. And I think this is, we saw that a lot in your readings, that Ten of Swords, that dead, done and dusted with, the new you and everything like that was coming out. And this is now, it's sort of like putting, practice makes perfect, putting into action this understanding, I think, this year on your spiritual and emotional pathway. In the first 3 months, so we've got from going from January through to March, you have the Seven of Wands. After the victory, that understanding, that sort of glowing sensation that you've been running through you since, I think, last June or May. That's when it's sort of really kicked in for you. Maybe since the eclipse in the spring period in Taurus, I think maybe. And you've got this idea, you're walking down this road, you've got this swagger in your feet, and, you know, and sometimes people don't like that. You know, sometimes people don't like other people being happy and having success and stuff like that. And if you know, it's almost as if like I don't want to say you want to need to fight for your pathway here, but I think you need to stick to it. And this is, I think, a learning curve, because look at this person here. They want to, you know, they've got this staff up to sort of defend themselves, as it were. And I'm not sure that's the best way to do it. I think the best way is to go ahead and take that staff and live your life. And this is one of those sort of lessons that comes in with the Nine of Swords for you, of not allowing you to fall back into that repetitive mode that causes you more strife than good, basically. And I think that's in the first 3 months. In the winter months, you know, in the northern hemisphere, and in the summer months in the southern hemisphere, I think here is sort of like defending your pathway, or defending your raison d'etre of what you should be doing, is more of a case of just following on your path and going down your path, basically. Yeah, look, in the second month, I think this is second month, the second period, so this is from spring going from sort of April through to June. You've got it. You've understood. I think this is it's like you're in the chrysalis here. You know your path, and your fight here is almost with you. It's not with the outside world. Don't get involved in fights or conflict in the outside world of trying to sort of prove yourself and everything like that. Emotionally, within your relationships, within your spiritual path and everything like that. Don't bother trying that, because what you're going to realize is that sort of caterpillar has got to work its way out of its chrysalis, and that's the internal fight that you will be going through over those next 3 months. And it's going to define you really as a go-getter. That's what it's going to define you as, and that's when it kicks in. All of a sudden, as I said earlier on, taking that staff there, you know, and I said on the Seven of Wands there, taking that staff, and rather than defending your sort of path, going and living it. And that's what's going on here. And this ties into the 2 nines here. So this is a revelation, a realization within the first 3 months, and in the second 3 months, April through to June, this is where you've learnt all those things, and you're using those 8 of Wands behind you, those messages that you understood through that struggle, to get out of the chrysalis and allow your wings to dry out in the sun and fill with all of the sort of the, you know, your fluid of life, as it were. And now you're taking on this journey, and this journey is one that's very passionate, and it's a passionate engagement. This is what I get, is a very passionate engagement with everybody that is around you, within all your relationships. And it's kind of going, what's the matter? I'm like that. If you've got a problem with me being like that, that's your problem, not mine, because that's who I am. And if you don't like it, then you don't like it. It's fine. It's okay. You know, we love you dearly. I'll see you on your way. You know, but this is, it's gonna clear a lot of things. And I think maybe this is what may well be connected to Pluto and going into Aquarius, because Aquarius, it's all about sort of creativity, human activity, being very human, you know, sort of humane in your life. And I think this is a realization, and it's a real good stance, point of, you know, standing point. a real good stance that you have with in perspective to life and reality and and your emotions and your relationships that are around you. You know, and you get the Seven of Wands, Seven of Pentacles coming out there, sort of saying, nurturing it, all those beautiful ideas and seeing what's worth it. This is what the realization. I think you're going to realize that with the nine of Wands as you start embarking on your journey, which is a very spiritual journey in regards to your relationships that are around you. And then in the months that's going from July, August, September, so we're coming close to your birthday season. This is really autumn season for you. You know, in this autumn season here, you're testing out a lot of ideas which have come through from the clarification which you're getting in this first section of the year, which allows you to let go of all those sort of annoying, niggly little things in the past, and you can let go of them totally with these beautiful ideas. And these beautiful ideas they've got to be tried and tested in a way, you know, a little bit of trying them out. And this what seems to be in that period there, in the summer in the northern hemisphere and the winter in the southern hemisphere. It's trying out the ideas, not necessarily full on going for broke, as it were, but just sort of like chucking something out there, kind of go, okay, that does that. Okay, right, fine, fair enough, I understand that. It's good. And it helps you to cut through the mist. And I think this is where you're going to really build up to your birthday season, which is this season here, which is October going through to December, the whole new path. Death and rebirth. This is the rebirthing of you this year. This is that rebirthing of you, and it does take time. Anybody who's had children, think about it. You know, you say it's 8.5 months, 9 months, and I've got 3 kids on my side, and they're all absolutely amazing beings, obviously. You know what I mean? Because our kids are. The 9, I mean, it's one of the longest 8.5 months, 9 months that I've known. It's certainly for females, it seems to be perpetual in a way. It just takes long. So that 5-month period that just sort of like being at 5 months where it just sort of just takes ages, and then the last month just seems to be eternal, you know. And I think this is this whole cycle over this whole year of this coming into fully growth butterfly mode, the beautiful colours and amazing being. It does take time, and you've got to understand that within your spiritual path. There's a lot of sifting and getting out of a lot of things as you open up to a lot of creativity within your spiritual path and in your emotional path. It's going to bode you incredibly well for love, really, because when you take this standpoint, people are going to see you for who you are, and this is where people are going to kind of say, "That's Scorpio. I love Scorpio." You know, and you're going to be able to sort of say, "Yep, that's that person. I love that person. That's great." It's now very, very clear, and it could bode very well for the entire year in regards to love. But that spiritual path for you, more than anything else, is this standpoint that you take as you go from the transition from what you have been to what you will be. And it's really, really nice, I think, a beautiful learning curve. It's just going to take a lot of the stress and strain out of your personal life, basically. It seems really, really nice. And you got the death card at the end, which is the signifying of something new, the birth of something new. You know, the only person left standing, where are they? There's God. The only person really left standing is that child there, down at the bottom. And that is you, that child, taking their, getting up on their feet and living life. Because that's what it's all about, Don't wait till the end to kind of go, "Oh man, I should have done this, I should have done that." Don't. I've seen it in my healings all the time. And I say to people around about the age of 35 to 45, 50, well, 45 really, sort of saying, don't forget yourself in this whole sort of scenario. Don't wake up when you're sort of 50, 55, sort of saying, "And who am I?" Because that's not good. You'll be able to get through it, and there won't be any problems, and you'll find your feet and everything like that, and it's just a quicker transition, of course. But if you already know it in advance, you can just stroll your way through it, and it'd be absolutely brilliant. So yeah, I think concentrating on you and making sure you are at one with you and your spiritual path is really important. On your financial side, we get the Three of Cups. A lot of networking here, and I think this is where you're engaging your heart within what you do in the material world. And we saw that on the collective as well. A different way of doing the economy, a different way of doing money is now sort of actually being activated by some sort of tower moment, as far as I remember, sort of thing that sort of provokes people to work in a different way. So your money becomes a very powerful tool that is in your pocket. How you spend your money will then promote certain businesses, and that's what's going to be really important for you, I think, more than anything else. So the Three of Cups is really, really important for you. It's gonna make you celebrate your life, celebrate your karmic path, and your joy of doing what you do, and feeling, that really invigorating on your sort of business and karmic path. Excuse me a second, I'm just gonna cough. Thank you very much. Sorry about that. So I think it's going to be a really joyous path for you to go down, where you're going to meet some people that you may work with, but they actually become really good friends, and it's a very relaxing year. It's almost as if like you finally get there to be kind of going and at one and at ease with what you're doing in life. It feels really, really beautiful. Let's see what's going on in the first 3 months. January, February, March. We got the Eight of Pentacles here. Concentrating on the little detail. Really concentrating on what you're doing, enjoying what you're doing, enjoying that engagement with your career path, your business or your projects, or whatever you seem to be doing. And it seems to be as well within your personal life. So if you're buying a property, or you're thinking of investing a bit of money, or investing time, if you've got time on your hands, investing in things that are around you. And it seems like there's a lot of organization, as if you need this paperwork in order to do this, so you get that done, and you get this thing done for your work, and there's lots of little things going on. So you're concentrating on quite a few things, but it's not overwhelming. It's because they're quite small things at the same time. And it's just putting in the building blocks in place for a multitude of different things, really. And you may have sidelines and little side businesses that you're doing and what have you. You might sort of like have a job where you're working part time, and you say, well, in that case I'm also going to read tarot cards for people, and just put it out there, that sort of thing. It's like it seems to be that that obviously needs a bit of organisation and a bit of work and stuff like that. And I think if you start doing it, that's when you're going to become really sociable and really connecting with other people that are around you. In the second set of 3 months, so we're going from April to June. You get the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is discovering about your passion. It's almost like an alchemy card in a way. Your passions allow you to convert that lead into gold. So it could be, doing something really basic, and you're kind of thinking, oh, I actually enjoy doing that. I'm really quite passionate about it. I'm not earning any money. And then all of a sudden you kind of go, well, actually, I've done loads of them. Let's say if you're doing like dream catchers or something like that, or making sort of like, fusing glass or whatever it is you're doing, because you do it for pleasure for you. I think there's a case here is like following that passion is going to turn lead into gold. So at the beginning you didn't see the value of what you were doing as a financial value or something like that, and all of a sudden it starts coming into play, where this is how you secure your future, by following your passions in your life. And that's it's a securing process. So it's not a case of winning the lottery overnight. It's a very, I'd say, slow process. So it takes time to do it. It may mean you're very busy in your life, running from left to right and doing a lot of things and really engaging in life, which would be absolutely brilliant. But it's almost like a zigzagging, because you're creating your space, as it were. And once that space is created, that's when success can really flow through your life. And that could be that moment of going from a chrysalis, through the chrysalis to the butterfly moment. And this is where it comes in. I think this is, as I say, in the April through to June, that's when you're creating that space, that security for you. And then from July through to September, this is now coming into your birthday season soon. This is where you're going to really start, sort of feeling at one with what you're doing, and realizing that actually I could make a life out of this. This side hustle is actually turns into being something really profitable. And if you know that, if you start feeling it and realizing it, it's going to make you feel so contented with what you're doing. And it may be a case like you're in a job and then you go on a weekend course to learn about, about cooking or whatever it is, and you can then bring that into your job that you're doing, so then that gets you the promotion, if you know what I mean. That sort of thing. And it just makes you feel very regal emotionally within your career path. There's a lot of cups going on here as well, and a lot of passion within this. But you have this sort of, sort of attitude. It's really nice. It's this sort of kind of going, I've been doing these dream catchers, and I started selling loads, and sort of saying, why are you doing this? And sort of saying, because I know I should be doing it. And it's very matter of fact. It's very a very calming and refreshing, not refreshing, confident, and it's not confident the word I'm looking for, reassuring, that's what I'm looking for. Thank you very much. Reassuring yourself and within your material sphere around you. What's the overall outcome? From this understanding and this sense of well-being and this sense of achievement and oneness with yourself, then comes planning, saying, where am I going to take this? Because this Two of Wands here, you've got this wand in the background, so that's what's been completed. And I think that's what that is all about, and that's the completion of that. You've met and connected with a lot of people around you, and all of a sudden the world becomes your oyster. And this is where you can really start taking this idea into a much larger scale, as it were, by the end of the year. As you come through your birthday season and come out the other side, you're going to be, the captain of your destiny. You're really going to be able to sort of shape your destiny and also drive it through to get the best out of it. Really, really nice pathway, actually. Very consistent and steady and rewarding in a way. But it's self-rewarding rather than external rewarding. It's self-rewarding. And I think that self-rewarding for you is going to be a very good attribute for you going forward. For any projects you want to do over in the future, it's going to build a lot of stature for you, and it's going to help you, carry weight and actually be able to do those projects in the coming future. We're just going to clarify with the Light Seers card. Thank you very much for being here, by the way, Scorpio. Really do appreciate your presence, and showing your presence in any which way is absolutely lovely. I really do appreciate it. So subscribing, liking, sharing, all of those sort of malarkeys. There's loads of links in the description below as well. Discover about a lot of other things we do in connection with the Astroflower. But let's just get on with the clarification. Thank you very much for being here. I will be doing a live maybe next week. I say maybe. I'm just seeing how my throat's going first. See, I'm doing a live, answering any questions according to what's come out on this this yearly reading. If you've got any questions connected to a petal, you'll be able to ask in the live. And I'm trying to sort that out next week. I'm also going to be doing readings for the changing of Pluto from Capricorn to Aquarius, and see how that affects us as an individual sort of thing. Right, let's get on with you. Lovers in the air. Love, love, love. Yeah. This is you falling in love with who you are, I think, more than anything else, because it comes out with the overall energy here, this new cycle. And feeling at one with yourself. We can see this in the King of Cups. There's no doubt about it. And I think this is the revelation of what happens for you in the first sort of 6 months of the year in regards to your spiritual and your emotional path. It's you falling in love, not just with yourself, but with others as well. And it could be bringing love into your life because of how you're positioning. You know, and don't waste your time more than anything else. You know, don't try and be something what others would like. Be you. And when you're you, it works out really quickly. Because some people say, no, I don't like you. And then you kind of go, that's fine, that's great, because I don't like you. That's great. And then other people kind of go, love you. And you'll be able to sort of turn around and go, yeah, love you too. So I think it will cut out a lot of the chaff, basically. And it will make life a lot easier for you. Okay, so yeah, learning about disappointment, learning about sort of that repetitive thing that we keep coming up against, that sort of, it almost feels like a lesson that's being repeated. That is all to do with Pluto. And that's why I think these Pluto readings that I'm going to be doing next week are really important for the coming year. And you're learning about this disappointment because you keep letting yourself getting sucker punched in life. And you do it to yourself in a way. We do it to ourselves. You know, you do it and you kind of go, last time it was really bad. And I kind of go, yeah, but I'll do it again. And then you go, oh yeah, and I got sucker punched again. And sometimes you'll come in and you'll kind of go, yeah, that's great. Look at that. Look at that. And then boom, you get hit. And you kind of go, do you know what? It happened last time like that as well. And I forgot about the ending, only remembered the beginning, which is the beautiful part. And that's the part you shouldn't let go of. And that's what the Two of Cups is in the hands of this person here. Take only the good with you and leave the rest behind. Don't bother taking it with you. But know those triggers. And that's what that Nine of Swords is all about. If once you know those triggers, you will have those healthy boundaries. And you're learning that process in this now at the moment with the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands, you get the Three of Cups, exactly that. So it seems to be this is the process which you're going through here. From that disappointment there, you are now replacing those Three of Cups which are spent, which you can see just by her side there. And you're replacing it with the Three of Cups. You've now got the Three of Cups twice on your table, on your karmic path, on your financial, your material side bit, and this is on your spiritual side of just remembering. And I think this is really important. Remember the joy of participating in the journey. You know, as much as sometimes it can be hard and what have you, participating in the journey, I think you will love. Yes, and it will make you very sociable going forward. That was the Five of Pentacles, by the way, that just dropped out. And I think that's what you're saying goodbye to as well. Being shut out in the cold a little bit. Whether you've got the Seven of Wands coming back in here, it's going to build that confidence in you. As I said, I think that's what's going to, you know, it's going to flow through you and build up inside you. You're going to be able to invert that Seven of Wands, and that's what the revelation is all about. On the Nine of Wands, you get the Empress card. Yeah, you're building something new here. You're creating something new. This is this whole sort of, look, she's giving birth to the earth. That's what I mean about the chrysalis here. You are giving birth to a new you. And this new you is not putting up with any rubbish. You know, not kind of going, no, I'm not having that in my life anymore. I've already done that, tried it, got the t-shirt, didn't like it. Love you dearly, but bye-bye. Sort of scenario. And I think it's being frank and honest with yourself. So seeing the situation both in daylight and in the moon. The Empress has this ability to have a control over her emotions as well, which I think this is what is giving you here with the Nine of Wands, where you're really starting to come into alignment with who you are and what sort of relationships you want because of who you are. And being true to yourself. When you are true to yourself, you will get good results out of this whole sort of thing. What's going on with the Page of Swords? So what's this learning process you're going through between July and September? This is your autumn period. So this is learning about all of this stuff that's gone on over the last year, between your last birthday and there, seeing what's good, what's not good, what you want to leave, what you want to take, and everything like that. And that's that Page of Swords is that learning process and putting it out there. Four Cups, it wanted to come out earlier, and I think this ties into that message and that learning process of the Three of Cups. So now we've got the, you know, look at that, we've got the 3, 4, 5 of Cups, and I think this is really coming, you're distilling those Three of Cups now into that one cup, into this one heart's desires that you can give away. And I think you can give to the world around you, you can give to another person, or another person can then give to you. So then you get the Two of Cups scenario within your life. And I think that ties in with the Death card there. I wouldn't be surprised if that Lovers, as we've seen, that Lovers, which is so beautiful. Oh, just picking it up makes me feel good. With that Lovers card here, I think you really start to sort of like get into your stride in regards to being in a relationship with someone else, or or with other people in general as well, but just being in alignment with yourself. And I think this could really open the door to something that is beautiful. You've got the King of Wands. Didn't see that coming, but it is absolutely beautiful. It is taking on that sort of that wand in a very defined way. What you've learned in this coming year, going through the year, as you've gradually had to fight your way out of from being that sort of caterpillar into that butterfly. This Death and Rebirth card here, this new you that's being born, is being born into a leader, leading your path, taking that staff on and just sort of saying, yes, I am going to live life and I'm going to live it fully, and I am at one with myself, at one with the universe, at one with a big cheese, at one with everything, one with nature, because I am living my life. And it's building that confidence in you. That's what that lion was all about. It's building up a lot of confidence within you. Really, really nice. And I think you're going to be able to define your romantic relationships, your platonic relationships, your family relationships. I think you're going to be able to define a lot of your relationships because you are being you. That's what's really beautiful. On your financial side, look at this. You get the Three of Cups with the Five of Wands. There is a case here of this whole sort of sociable sort of side, connecting with other people, networking and everything like that, celebrating, really, enjoying your passions and enjoying your heart's desires, is a real learning curve. And this is a bit of a learning curve where you don't need to fight against anybody else, and not, more than anything else, not fight against yourself. Not doing things like kind of going, okay, well, I can't really do that sort of those dream catchers because I said I'd do an extra bit of work and everything like that, and it doesn't really get you anywhere doing that extra bit of work, and you get into this sort of conflict with yourself. You're not doing enough for yourself. And I think this is really important, to make sure you be the best example of yourself. And that is, I think, you're socializing and connecting with the joyous people that are around you by doing things. And this could be being part of, say, like a sewing club at the beginning. You go into a sewing. We used to, on my healing centre, we had a really good sewing club. A lady called Natalie, she used to run this sewing club. Absolutely brilliant. And I tell you what, there were so many people that there was a lot of sort of like, and all right, June, how you doing? Yeah, really, did that last week, did you? Did you see Dave? What did he say? And it's just absolutely brilliant. And all that sociable sort of thing is helping you just to be the best example of who you can be. And even if it starts through that, and start doing things for you, I think this is where you are going to actually go from one dimension to another, where you're going to stop shooting yourself in the foot by trying to do everything for everybody else, and avoid that internal conflict, or avoid the conflicts on the outside of life. So you don't have to, you don't have to defend yourself and waste your energy and time and effort in getting to where you should be going. In the first 3 months, you get the Seven of Swords with that meticulous work. This is where you're playing smart. This is really playing smart. This Seven of Swords here is concentrating on all those little things, putting into place all the foundations as you go through your winter, because you're still in your winter period in the beginning part of January, and then as we go into sort of February and March, that's when you come into your springtime, you as a personal thing. That's not geographically, that's to do with your star sign, and the timing and the rhythms of your life. If you start going into that, that's where the hard work is going to be at the moment, of concentrating on all the little details. And this is if you want a bright future, this is the this part of you playing smart for your bright future and really owning it. So once you start doing it, and this is where we go from April through to June. So we're going into Taurus season here, and I think Taurus season really works well for you. I think there's still eclipses around that sort of thing. We will be doing readings for that. And I think this is going to spark that whole sort of, just really move into your summer period now. In your summer period, yeah, you'll be moving into your summer period at some point as you go through Taurus. As you go through Taurus into Gemini, you're going to start moving into your summer period, and this is what's going to ignite your passions in your life. And so this period is ignite your passions. This is where your ace of heart comes into play. And I think this is also, I think you learned so much on your spiritual path and on your emotional paths that it's now starting to affect your material path. And you're sort of saying here, through this understanding which you're going through here, I think you're sort of saying, I'm going to apply that in my life. And it's almost as if like, it's almost as if like your material side is really influencing your relationship side. Completely opposite to what I just said, I know. But there is this sort of like to and fro. It's this understanding of this pathway of actually sort of saying, I want to enjoy life. And this is sort of like flow back into your material side when you're concentrating on your material side. And this opens up your heart and your passions and your summer. And as that does open it up, then all of a sudden it's as if on this side here, you're saying to yourself, well, if it can work on my material side like that, then why can't it work on my relationship side and my spiritual side like that? And that's what you're going to be trying out in that process there of the Page of Swords and the Four of Cups. And it's sort of the work play ethic is really swinging and playing, helping you to advance in your life and to getting to where you feel that you should be. With the King of Cups, this is where you'll change your fortunes. Yes, this is something major coming into your life here, because of that it makes you feel so at one and at ease and at peace with who you are and what you're doing. And this is what I'm saying about the idea that you start making dream catchers because you're very passionate about it, or you start reading tarots just locally, you start reading about it, and this is where the passion starts really coming in. And once it starts coming in, you start feeling at one and at ease with who you are in accordance to the world. And the moment you start doing that, that's when the Wheel of Fortune starts playing in your favour. And it is spinning constantly. It's just a case is, do you want to jump on it? And you jump on it to build you up a bit of speed, and then you go off down your path, and then you pick it up again in the future. And so this here is this moment of stillness, moment of oneness with your heart's desires, which allows you to really excel on your Wheel of Fortune. And it does change everything. It could be a new job, it provokes a new job or a new business or a new project, whatever it does. It's definitely opening up a lot for you. And then we get the Two of Wands to the Three of Wands. So be prepared. So this opening up of this situation here on your material path, new job or whatever it is, and this thing that makes you feel at one with yourself, all of a sudden it's going to need for new planning in the future. And I got a funny feeling there may be movement. So you might be moving, you might need to move somewhere in order to make this plan fulfilled. And this is the journey that you've got to go on. And you're in that planning stage here, which is coming through your birthday season. And there's a little bit of patience you've got to have about that. Just choosing the wave that corresponds to you, the wave of reality that really makes you feel at one with who you are in your skin, as it were. And that's moving on from that Two of Wands to the Three of Wands. You've now got the plan. It's a question of timing after that. And that will come out in November and December, I think, of the end of the year. And I wouldn't hold back. I need to get another card on that. I'm going to take this pack here. I wouldn't hold back. I would say, let me pull 3 more cards on there, because it seems like it's a sort of timing thing. And I want to see which is the sort of best month for you to sort of do that. That's the first month, the Five of Swords. That's that internal conversation that you're having with yourself and walking away from conflictual sort of things in the first month. Five of Cups. It's all that transition. So we're still in November here, still coming through your birthday season, dealing with that. And that's dead done and dusted with. Everything's fine. So it seems like to me it's December. And this is not bad at all, right? This is about timing, okay? So, and this first one here, it's in between between October and November. October and November. So October, this is that sort of internal sort of like conflict of sort of realizing the things in life that you don't want to do anymore. That's really good to realize that. It's a fantastic card, but it is a transition. Number 5 is a transition, and it's also dealing with those disappointments that certain things you wouldn't have been able to do. But those are the 2 cups, which is the most important thing, which ties into that. And I think that's from November. And then once you get into December, that sort of umming and ahhing of what I should do, when I should do it, and everything like that is coming to an end. And you've got to go on and do it. And that's when you've got to take that, you've got to take that wave of reality for you. Go off and do your plan. And, that's what it's going to bring you. The King of Pentacles. It's going to bring you ultimate sort of security, very Taurus energy. So yeah, a lot of, good, comfortable work, good sort of feeling about being who you are. A lot of knowledge in there and understanding as well. So there you go, Scorpio. Thank you very much for being here. Really do appreciate your support for this channel, whichever way you see fit. It's absolutely lovely. As I said, we might be doing a live next week, and we'll also be doing those Pluto readings. So you're going to want to subscribe, click that bell so you get the notifications for these videos, for these readings that are coming up. In the meantime, it's all that's left for me to say is don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.